This is the vlog for October 26th, and I think the sound I'm hearing right now is Canadian geese flying south for the winter. It's I'm sure the microphone isn't picking it up because I can barely hear it. The window's still open because the paint is still painting. Not done this week. Hopefully done next week, but I haven't got any high hopes of that either. Hopefully it will be done by the time I leave to go visit my new niece, who is due to be born in a handful of weeks. I had a dream last night, sort of an absurd dream. I think I've mentioned before that Warframe is technically still in an open beta. The company Digital Extremes that makes the game has promised to honor all purchases made with real world money. So basically give you all those items if the game goes live. But at this point, I don't know that anything's really going to change. I think one day there might be an update when they decide that they have a fully functioning game and just call that the 1.0. But I had a weird dream last night that involved Warframe, and essentially, since I've spent probably well over $500 or $600 on this game at this point, it's kind of scary to say out loud. I feel invested in it. So in the dream, and I've been sort of, I don't know what to say, troubled at work lately, just feeling as though I'm not necessarily doing what was expected of me. And I've been reprimanded, as I mentioned. In the dream, I dreamt that I was fired from Warframe, but not, I don't work for Digital Extremes. I don't work for the people that make Warframe. I play Warframe. So I was being fired from playing the game. And I wasn't going to be refunded any of the money that I had spent. And I threw a tantrum. I don't know how else to describe it. I went off. I was like, you can't fire a person from a game that isn't, that they've paid for, you know, because in the real world, not my dream, people can be banned from a game. And in games where you spend money, especially a lot of money over and over again, like Warframe, being banned would be a very serious problem. I don't communicate with other players enough to do anything that would get me banned. So the fact that I was being fired meant that I was underperforming at playing the game. Which I'm master rank 15 at this point, for those of you that actually play Warframe. Which means I've played for 500 plus hours, and so I understand how the game works. I'm not a master at it. I haven't been playing it for 5 years. There is still content that I've never challenged. I've never done a sortie, for example. So yeah, my tantrum in the dream was just this sputtering, raging, "How dare you!" righteous indignation. You can't, they're just robbing me of money at this point. And I suppose it has to do with being at work, and I've played some Warframe recently, and it's just a weird dream. And where else can you talk about weird dreams but on a vlog of your own creation? If you've ever had a weird dream, leave a comment saying how you've had a weird dream that you can sort of piece together why you had it, but it still doesn't make any sense. Work wasn't great today, but it wasn't bad. No one yelled at me, and I was busy all day. I feel like I could have handled a few things a little bit better. Always room for improvement. That's the truth. Anyway, and a side note, I actually picked up Soul Calibur again, and I played my buddy last night, and I beat him twice. I beat him one time really bad, and then he beat me, and then we played again, and I beat him a little bit more closely than the first time. So I'm not gonna let him have him again. Can't let him have a big head. I'm the only one that's got a big head when it comes to Soul Calibur. So hopefully I'm gonna have a chance to play him tonight, but we'll see. He might be ready for bed pretty soon here, or he might be busy with life. We never know. Anyway, I'm Eric Spornitz, and tomorrow will be better.